Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 7 verse 15, hate not laborious work, neither husbandry which the Most High hath ordained. HALALYAM YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI and BAHASHAM QADASH. LAHASHALACHIAM was upon Yam Shal great millstone that rule and teach well. Shalom Barak Yamal Habachayar. I don't want to know we're part of that number. It's your brother and fellow servant Ariel from the GMS Orlando camp. And the Lord's will is to be edifying, just going into being diligent in our labors. All that we labor in, everything that we're doing it as unto YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, not unto the world, not unto man. A lot of our problems, speaking about the hopeful elect, we know 2/3 of our people are through. For us, we have to be more diligent and less slothful, less lazy, and that's where a lot of our problems come from, is inconsistency, intemperancy, a lack of discipline, a lack of diligence, and slothfulness at the end of the day, and a lack of faith as well, a lack of fear of the Lord. Even us being in the truth and being Lord's will of the elect, there's still kinks that we have to work out, and it's a process, and it requires work. Everything requires work. You cannot be lazy. You cannot be, like I said, hate not laborious work. You gotta be willing to put in work. Jacob put in work for everything but the Lord. Jacob always thought, I'm about to put in that work, I'm on my grind, and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's easy when there's instant gratification, when you have all manner of vanity, to indulge in. All your lusts, all your insatiable desires can be fulfilled, right? All the goodies of this world, the pleasures of sin, is right there at your fingertips. That's real easy. But what about when you got to put in work to take care of your health? You got to exercise with no drugs, no steroids, no performance enhancement drugs, no all that extra shit that people be doing. The external validation because you want to wear some tight shit and go to a gym and show your body off, right? No, how about exercising at home, stretching, taking care of your body, right? Not eating all this fast food and eating all this junk and BS, but eating up them bitter herbs. A lot of our people, even those that are in the truth, even those that know, I'll say those that know we're Israel, those that at least claim to believe on YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, the people that don't want to eat the bitter herbs, saying, oh, the horseradish is too much, or you don't want to deal with black seed oil, you don't want to deal with aloe vera, you don't want to deal with ginger, you don't want to deal with these different things. Oh, they're too bitter, I don't like how they taste, but they're good for you. They're beneficial to your body. That's a part of it, is taking care of and maintaining your temple, the temple of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, which ye are. Lord's will, the Lord is dwelling in you. But if not, and your temple is a rundown, it's like a 7-Eleven bathroom, like that example that the brother gave, okay? Cobwebs and roaches everywhere. Spiritually speaking, the Lord not dwelling in you. All right? You're filthy. You're compromised. That's another thing too. Salakia. That's another thing too, is the Lord requires you to maintain your integrity. All right, to not compromise your morals, your standards. In this world, You don't have to hold yourself to a high standard. You don't have to be masculine. You don't have to be, if you're a woman, if you're a sister, a real feminine woman, a God-fearing woman that's submissive. You can just be a whore. Everybody will give you all types of attention and money, right? If you're a man, you can just be a gay. You can just be some money-hungry, exploitative, scamming-ass nigga, and the world will love you for that, right? No, the Lord requires you to be like, okay, the Lord, it's nothing wrong with, having things, having possessions. But the Lord requires you to work for them, to labor, honest labor, not labor that compromises your integrity or, removes honesty and discipline and righteousness. Okay? Let me read this. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Right. Gathering by labor, by putting in real righteous work, not as unto men, but what? Colossians. Well, I'll read this first. Ecclesiastes 9:10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. Right? And that's general wisdom, but the point is that whatever you are doing, you do it to a high standard. You do it with all your might. Alright? You don't half-ass anything. YAHAWASHI didn't half-ass anything. Why would you? How dare you, in fact? You know what I'm saying? If YAHAWASHI put in all his might for us, why shouldn't we do it for him? Colossians 3:23, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. Because we're not doing it for validation from this world. Knowing, verse 24, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord MASHAYACH. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. Right. We will be rewarded. We do get rewarded for our labors. Right? But the Lord don't work with that instant gratification shit, because where's the discipline in that? Where's the character development in that? Let me read this in Hebrews. Hebrews 6:10. For Yahweh power is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. And then you look up the word labor, and all manner of scriptures pop up. I want to read a few. Proverbs chapter 10 and 16. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin. And there was another precept. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. Dealing with life, right? Because that's what we tend unto. We don't tend unto death. Alright, we tend unto life. We don't live a death style, we live a lifestyle. This world is all about death. All about vanity and These people are zombies. All right, but we have life in YAHAWASHI. Damn, what was that oh, actually I can do this right here. Proverbs 4:23, starting at 20. My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart, for they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So keep thy mind. That's what it's referring to. Keep your mind with all diligence. Be diligent. You got to be diligent to study to show thyself approved, right? It's easy to hit the fast food joint. It's easy to take all these drugs and whatever that Esau gives you, that he prescribes. It's easy to feed your dopamine receptors. It's easy. Okay? But all those things, all that instant gratification, all that do as thou wilt, those things lead to death ultimately. There's no diligence or discipline or righteousness in those things. The Lord is instilling discipline within us, nourishing us with discipline that, even though he could, it's not like it's out of his power. Like it said, on the sudden, it's easy for the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich, for example. It's not like the Lord can't just, boom, give us all the things that we want right now. But he's not doing that because 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen, because the process that he's bringing us through is working experience, working patience, working temperance, working hope, working faith in us, like it says in Romans, I believe around the 5th chapter. So keep your mind with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Okay? From your mind, your actions reflect your mindset. So if you have a carnal mind, then you're an enemy of the Lord. And that's death. But if you have a spiritual mind, right, then your actions are going to reflect that. And you will move spiritually. YAHAWASHI and you will increase, and you will decrease. Meaning your flesh, carnality, wickedness will decrease. Salakia. So going back. All right. Proverbs 21 and 25. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. Yeah. I'm going to grab, let's scroll down to the Apocrypha. There's one in Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 3, verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable. Hey, and that's crucial too. Whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labor is unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. The scriptures say, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise shall not abhor them. Right? If you one of them guys, it's like, these herbs and all these things, it's too much work, it's so bitter, I don't like the taste. You abhor the medicines that the Lord hath made. You abhor the ways of YAHAWASHI, the things that he has ordained. You'd rather do it the Edomite way, the heathen way, the worldly way, than do it the Lord's way. That you not standing stiffly. And guess what? The Lord gonna kill you. He gonna put you to death because you're wicked. You abhor His ordinances, you abhor him. He that is wise will not abhor them. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:15. For glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. Right? Wisdom of Solomon 8:7. And if a man love righteousness, his labors are virtues, for she teacheth temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. The Lord is building within us intangible character traits that make you high value. You're an irreplaceable asset to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI through the Spirit. You know, the Lord's will, he's supping with us. He will elevate you to that level. He exalts us in due time. But you gotta labor. You gotta be willing to put in that work as hard as it gets, as hard as it is, to the point where the way you labor is virtuous. These are the traits that you exhibit as you are laboring, and that's in everything. So I'll close it out right there. I pray this is edifying, exhorting, and uplifting through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. The YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH, QADASH was sort upon me to bring out this lesson and push forth this word. YAHAWAH was a Quanium Shah, great millstone, the rule when they teach well. Shalom, RAWCHAA. I don't want to we're part of that number. And blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Thumb Yad, YAHAWAH, always and forever. Shalom.